Very practical, makes a lot of sense looking at all of those factors. Is there any one thing that you want the leaders who are listening in any demographic
Mhm.
to really understand and think about as they build diversity and inclusion in a workforce?
I think two of the competencies. So all the competencies I think are awesome that I talk about in Pride Leadership. The two though that especially in this moment now that I'm seeing be really super important for leaders who want to be successful, and I hope that's everybody listening, should really think about a little bit more strategically, and that's having empathy and communication, but more about communication. It's about listening. And so in Pride Leadership, I talk about different strategies to be a better communicator. But one I really harp on is the listening pit thing. Stephen Covey has a great quote that he says, to sort of paraphrase, we tend to listen to respond versus listen to understand. Meaning that someone's like sharing, John's like, oh, this is what happened to me today, and this is the problem I have, and I might be listening for my time to jump in and say, well, did you do this? That's listening to respond. Where a better way is to, and you're a coach, these questions, well, tell me more about that. You start explaining, you use those probing questions or open-ended questions in a very strategic way, but then you listen for the responses and you're listening with a very intentional, I want to understand your perspective. And that kind of ties right back with that empathy, especially for those people who are different than us. We want to be mindful of their experience. If someone tells me or uses some sort of phrase around me about, oh, it's the race card, I'm going to slug them because that's such a silly thing to say. Or if someone says all lives matter, that's not the point. And we stop, take a breath, and ask yourself or ask someone of color, why are we saying Black Lives Matter? Why are we being more empathetic to understand the trans community, for example? And just stopping, getting out of our own head, having a heart, and asking questions, and then stopping and listening. That's gold, especially in this
Would you
time and
say that
age right now.
it's hard to be empathetic if you don't listen? Like it's almost a prerequisite?
Exactly. That's a great point. Yeah. If you're, yeah, empathy is about listening and really trying to understand the other person's perspective, especially that
Awesome.
emotional
Dr.
perspective.
Steve, thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom and your humor and your energy. What's the best way for our listeners to get in touch with you and stay connected?
Yeah, this was great, John. I really, really appreciate it. If you go to topdoglearning.biz, B-I-Z, that's our main page, and you can hub from there to go to thegayleadershipdude.com and some of the other things that we have out there. We're actually doing a free plus shipping for Pride Leadership, so you can actually get the book for free, just pay for the shipping and handling. We've been doing that since middle COVID, just because I have like 300 books sitting under my desk, and I'm happy to just get them out there because people can do their thing. So if you go to, we have a short bit.ly if you're interested in that. It's just go to topdog.click/free ship. And it'll redirect you to the space you need to go. Or you can also find
Awesome.
it on
I'll put
Amazon.com as
all
well.
that
But it's
in
better
the
for
show
me
notes
because I'll
so
sign
people
it.
can click on that. And again, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. This is great.